in, a foot of sand.
It's
both ways.
Oh, we got Greg calling in right now.
Greg, what's up, buddy? It's Freddie.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Nothing much, man. How are you?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, Greg. Hey, Greg, it's Joe Hector. First, I want to say congrats on winning the SummerSlam 1. You did awesome out there. You got a killer blackfin tuna. You got a couple tuna, but that one was a nice jumbo. And yeah, man, I'm really happy to have you on the show, and good job out there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. So let's talk about, because we get a lot of young guys that listen to the show, guys that are just getting into offshore kayak fishing. And some of them, they always want to know what it's like to not only compete in this event, maybe like your strategy, what you did. Freddie's weird. and yeah, man. So let's dive into basically how it all started on the beach. What were you thinking? What was your strategy? How did you win this thing?
Yeah, like tell them, mainly your strategy of how you were going to beat me, because I fished this event and, you must have been thinking, Jesus, Fred is out there. He's going to probably slay him.
Probably not.
No?
No.
That's not how it goes.
Not at all.
Yeah, that was my primary concern.
Right, yeah, that was Greg's.
Greg. Damn it, Greg.
What I was thinking right on the beach. How am I going to beat this guy? But,
Well played,
yeah,
sir.
well, it was tricky. Got to the beach, had the huge ordeal with the bait, which I give my hand to Joe Bait for doing what he did, because I don't know any other guys who could have found bait during those 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
bait
made
was
it
tough.
to the water with 4 baits. One of them died. My main plan was to go deep, see if I could find an early digging bite, put out a live bait, see what happens. Early on I got my first small tuna. And then it was about 6 hours until I got my next bite. I spent a lot of time deep digging. I heard everyone's getting rat kings. I just tried to find the biggest fish I could find. I wound up going in shallow, about 100, 125, put out a live bait, last live bait, see what I could do. Got smacked. Did not feel like a tuna, did not run like a king, thought I was shark, and had a really big surprise when I pulled that tuna in.
Oh, wow.
So you caught that thing in 100 and some feet? 100, what'd you say, 120?
About 106.
Good Lord.
Man, that's shallow, man. And that was a nice tuna too, man. Wow. Well, that's awesome.
The best tuna I've caught.
That's a personal best. Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I mean, usually with the SummerSlam 1, what we've seen through the years is it's either going to be a lot of blackfin and that'll end up winning the event, or it'll be, kings here and there, but it's never been like a really solid tournament for kings. We get a lot, but they're all like rats. So I always say, if you want to win part 1 and you want to add weight for that ring, you target those tuna because they're all weight, those jumbos.
Yeah, and I didn't even expect to find them because the water was so dirty. I mean, the water change didn't even happen to about 180, 190 feet.
Right, exactly.
You saw the water change in one night? I was in like 400. I didn't see any water change. It was still gray and green.
It was very light. There was no like distinct blue. I didn't go out that deep.
Yeah, there was no blue. I was in 400. I was in 400 like super early, and then which I didn't realize, but I was just getting slowly blown out there because of the wind, and then I asked someone how deep we are, and they're like 400. I'm like, shit, I'm in the wrong place. I wanted to be in like 180.
Yeah, I mean, talking to some anglers, there was a lot of the tuna were caught in around 200. So, I mean, cheers to you, man, for getting that nice one. That shallow. That's
crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. I didn't even think that at all. So, what kind of gear were you using?
It's funny because I dropped a very nice 30 wide about 2 weeks before that. So I wound up going to the store and just getting a squall set up.
Wow.
65 pound on a squall and just hoped for the best. Did a really, really long top shot. And it wound up working out the tuna bit a stinger rig, and I had him by one treble. Yeah, so it was, when I pulled him up, I was shocked.
Right.
That's
now,
crazy.
did you think at that point, did you already have that other tuna in the bag, or was that that was your second one, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I got the 14-pound tuna first, and then about 1 o'clock I got that tuna.
Nice. Okay. So at that point, you're like, all right, I'm going to head in. I'm ready to weigh, or were you still out there a little bit longer?
Yeah. No, that was my last bait. I had that last bait, and then I was out, and I was done jigging. I could barely move my arm. When I was holding that tuna on the stage, my arm was locking up. I was watching my muscle freaking flare at me.
Oh, yeah. I put you guys to work up there.
The beach, so.
You got to eat more Creats like Joe does.
That's awesome, man.
And
now, Greg, how long have you been fishing for? And also, like, how did you find out about extreme kayak fishing?
You know, I'm from New York. I fished my whole life. You know, if you go down to Florida with New York fishing knowledge, basically know nothing. It's nowhere near the same.
I agree.
I was looking at boats when I moved down at first, and they just didn't seem very expensive for me. I'm only 23 years old, trying to run in my own boat, living in my own apartment. So I looked at kayaks. I saw a lot of guys fishing kayaks, and I got one, and I really, really loved it. So I just went full out. I was driving from Naples, Florida to Pompano like once or twice a week for the past year.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't either, dude.
Yeah.
You should have hit me up. Well, I'm bad luck, but I mean, we could have had some beers.
Wow. I mean, now have you been doing consistently well, doing that trek back and forth, like catching solid fish, or has it been kind of spotty?
You know, it took me about 6 or 7 months to figure out the fishery to a point where I was consistently getting fish.
Okay.
The past 2-3 months have been great for me. I've come back with a good haul every time.
Very good.
Well
awesome.
done. I've been here 7 years. I haven't caught shit.
Fred doesn't catch fish, so that's
It's a very good point.
But he goes on Facebook on the kayak the whole time. So he's on like Facebook Live, like talking and chatting with his girlfriends and all that. So
girlfriends?
That's you know.
What?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Hey Greg, so do you come down with like a group of guys, or do you do this trick alone? Trick?
I do the trip alone. I always do the trip alone. I've brought a friend a few times.
Okay.
Rented him a kayak. There's a nice place in Naples to rent kayaks. So I brought him a few times. He wound up buying one after like the 4th time he went on a kayak because we got him on some good fish right away. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You start it, you fall in love with it, right?
Oh, man, yeah. I'll never forget when I first started and I got a 65-pound wahoo, and I was hooked ever since. I just loved it, and that's kind of what started Extreme. I mean, that's what it had me doing this. So there's no feeling like it. You can't even talk about it to someone on a boat. And I am a boater myself as well, and it's just totally different. It's just totally different than catching them on a kayak. I can't even explain it. Even if you get a small king, it's different. I don't know. It's just a different feeling. But yeah, man, I'm happy you fished the event. And how did you find out about extreme kayak fishing?
YouTube, pretty much.
Cool.
I watched a lot of YouTube. That's how I figured out most of everything.
Awesome. I always ask people that, so that's good to know. Great. And now fishing this event, I mean, obviously you're getting ready for part 2. That'll be in August. What research have you done on that? And I'm sure you've seen the massive wahoo we get the past 3 tournaments we've had in that. So what's going to be your what are you going to do in that tournament?
Yeah. I actually fished part 2 last year. I got my kayak about 2 weeks before that tournament started, so I didn't know really much of anything. I got a barracuda. That was about it.
Okay.
But that's like what kind of kicked it off for me. I thought it was like, I thought it was one of the most, fun things I've ever done. It's not like a boating tournament. It's a different, it's a different world.
Yeah.
Dude,
awesome.
I dragged the CUDA tube for like the last hour and a half over like between 70 and 30
Did
feet.
you really?
A CUDA tube. All I want in life is the trash can slam.
What's with you using this stuff?
I want to.
Do you know that Fred uses poppers? Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
I was talking to Greg.
What's your next strap? You going to ship Bunker here from Jersey and give it a try?
I was talking to Greg.
All right, talk to Greg. You talk to Greg. Go on.
I dragged a CUDA tube over the reef for like an hour and a half, hoping for a CUDA, and I didn't get one. It's the fish that I hate the most in the world because I always catch them, but I never keep them.
Greg's like, I got to go.
I want that trash can slam trophy so bad.
Yeah, I mean, there is people that are obsessed with the trash can slam.
I want the trophy. I don't care about the award at all, or there's no money. I just want the trophy. It
it's cool.
It's the coolest trophy in the world.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Except for maybe
my Olympic. I don't remember what it weighed for that tournament, but I'm pretty sure that my Cuda would have won, and I didn't weigh it.
Oh, you didn't even weigh it?
Oh, dude, I've thrown away.
No, I didn't even weigh it.
I've thrown away Cuda all the time.
Yeah,
every time. I'm so mad. I just hit him in the head with the gaff and then cut him off.
Well, speaking of Cuda, you want to hear something interesting? So when we did our first Bahamas tournament, do you remember this?
Yeah, I caught like 20 of them.
Yeah, but do you remember what they showed us? So we went back and everyone had all these barracuda, but we also had some good fish, like snapper and grouper. So the Bohemians laid out the fish on the sand and they said, listen, this is how you know if the fish is edible or not. And they had 2 Cudas laid out and they had a nice fat grouper next to the groupers. Every single fly went to the grouper, and there was no flies at all on the 2 barracuda. Is that crazy?
I don't know. Sounds like bro science. Wild. Sounds like bro science.
So if the flies don't want it, you definitely don't want to eat it.
They say the same thing about cats.
You don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
If cats don't eat it, then it's got ciguatera.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't know.
So Greg, so for part 2, obviously I hate calling it this because I don't want to jinx us. I'm going to knock on wood, but that has been our Wahoo tournament, and we time it and right around the moon. So it's actually going to be there's going to be 2 full moons that month, and we got it right in between. So we actually have it right by the blue moon. So we're hoping, knock on wood again, that we're going to get those massive Wahoo come through. Have you ever caught a Wahoo? Have you ever targeted them? Have you ever done it on a boat?
I have not caught a Wahoo yet. I have done research into catching them. I mean, my plan for the second tournament, which is obviously, actually, someone told me that there was going to be two full moons on that.
Yeah.
So right before that tournament, I'm planning on dragging a live bait deep, like trolling a gog, probably on a downrigger.
Good idea.
That sounds like probably the best idea I have to get one, rather than getting extremely lucky on a jig, which is like, what, 1 in a million?
Yeah, that's rare, man. So this is what I will say, and this is for our listeners too. I've caught a lot of Wahoo on the kayak, and I will say this. During those moons, what happens is, for whatever reason, I don't know if they come from the Bahamas or what, but they're in schools of literally thousands when they're there. And a lot of free divers I knew in the area told me this, and that's how I started getting them all and targeting them, because they would let me know when they were there. But these Wahoo, they're not like these like little rat Wahoos. Every single one of these fish, again, because there must be breeding, they're full of marrow, but these fish are like 40 plus pounds. I mean, look, McCroyd got a 71. The other guy got a 59. Then the guy the year before that got like a 55. I mean, it's just insane. So these are big, big world-class Wahoo. So I would definitely beef it up. I'd beef up the line.
Speaking of beef.
Yeah, thank you. I would definitely have over 300 yards, 1,000%. And once again, man, stinger rigs. Every single one of my Wahoo were caught only by the stinger. The J-hook on every single one of them was swinging free. It's crazy.
How do you explain that?
I just think they go at it, and they
hit it from the back.
I don't know. They must.
The Wahoo like to hit it from the back.
Okay, well there you go.
That's the answer, Greg.
Thanks, Fred.
That's the answer, Greg. The Wahoo like it from behind.
The Wahoo like it from the back. So that's why we got Freddie on this podcast. Is information. But yeah, man. Listen, Greg, I really appreciate you calling in, man, and I can't wait to see you for part 2. And we're going to introduce John McCroyd with the ring, so he's going to get that presentation, so hopefully you'll stick around for that. And you never know, man. You might be the next one for the ring, so good luck out there.
That'd be nice, man. Thanks.
All right, Greg. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. Thank you.
Have a good one.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See you, bud.